Thor.
Access denied.
Thor, son of Odin.
Access denied.
God of Thunder.
Access denied.
Strongest Avenger.
So when we consider the 6 original Avengers, the 3 that are usually in the running for the title of Strongest Avenger are Hulk, Captain America, and Thor. During Phase 1 of the MCU, this question was pretty up in the air. However, I think that now that Phase 3 is coming to an end, this question has a more definitive answer. The strongest Avenger is Thor.
God of Thunder!
Why is Thor the strongest? More importantly, why do I find him the most compelling hero in terms of character development? Cap is formidable. He can hold his own against Thanos wielding 5 Infinity Stones, at least for a little while, and the Hulk is more or less indestructible. Thor is not indestructible, but I argue that he is the most compelling character in the Avengers because of 2 key ways in which Thor breaks the audience's understanding of his personal limits. Firstly, to understand why Thor is the strongest, I want to point out something very special about the character. Thor is the only Avenger that continues to exceed the power baseline established in the universe. We, as the audience, love it when stories do this. My theory is that in the process of world building, the director familiarizes the audience with the universe's power organization chart. These supporting characters show the audience what a high power level looks like in the universe, and then the Chosen One completely obliterates that. This Chosen One will almost always exceed the standard power baseline that was established earlier in some way. This is something I've noticed a lot in film and television. Viewers love this because we love projecting ourselves into these characters who turn out to be incredibly special in their respective worlds. We see examples of this power level breaking moment everywhere, and it always follows the same pattern. Introduce the universe's limits by referencing other characters' abilities, and then have the Chosen One break those limits in a key time of need. This breaking of the universe's own rules excites the audience. It emotionally supercharges key moments. The writers want to cause an abrupt cognitive dissonance and mental reconfiguration in our understanding of the character. This allows certain scenes to become the most memorable years later. Back to Thor. With our understanding of why these power-defying moments are so commanding of our attention, it's no wonder that the 2 most memorable moments of Phase 3 are moments centered around Thor breaking the status quo. In Ragnarok, Thor was disarmed with the loss of Mjolnir, making his power level decrease, but with his loss, he discovers an untapped raw energy inside of him that isn't dependent on a weapon. When he fully accesses this energy on the Bifrost, the audience is thrilled by our breaking of our understanding of Thor's power. I mean, honestly, just sit back and appreciate this scene. So awesome. I cannot give enough credit to Taika Waititi for the masterpiece that is Ragnarok. As for Infinity War, arguably the most epic moment of the entire movie is when Thor arrives to battle in Wakanda with Stormbreaker in hand. This new weapon takes Thor's abilities to a step above what was given to us in Ragnarok, and gives the audience a feeling that there is a chance against the cosmically powerful Thanos. When we consider the 2 other candidates for Strongest Avenger, while both are impressive, both lack these jaw-dropping moments of breaking our understanding and expectations of their power. Thor isn't just the strongest Avenger physically. This brings us to the second way in which Thor breaks our understanding of his personal limits. In my opinion, his emotional resilience places him leagues above the other Avengers. Just listen to what Thor has endured over the course of Ragnarok in Infinity War. He's lost his father, brother, sister, best friend, entire home planet, half his people, his eye, his hair, has become disenfranchised to the idea of his father as a benevolent ruler, and to top it all off, he loses the hammer that has defined his identity for the past 1,500 years.
Sounds like you had a pretty special and intimate relationship with this hammer, and that losing it was almost comparable to losing a loved one.
Over the course of 2 movies, Thor's foundations of his culture, his identity, his family, and his sense of purpose are all decimated. I would argue that no other Avenger can compete with the magnitude of loss that Thor has endured in the past few years. And yet, Thor deals with this not by running away, pushing it down, or overcompensating, but by seeking out a new solution and charging his enemy head first. I feel that this really points to Thor's core personality and values staying the most intact when confronted with adversity. In the first Thor, this character trait of seeking out his problems was a flaw that had him banished from Asgard. However, the character has flourished in the 5 movies since then to transform his flaw into his greatest strength. His transformation has been truly breathtaking. Thor is the strongest Avenger because he is the one Avenger that continuously breaks our expectations, while also keeping his core values intact. This is why when Thor shows up in Infinity War, the other Avengers rejoice. They are aware of this massive strength and incredible resilience that resides in Thor, and that gives them hope. They know that he is the most formidable Avenger in terms of raw power, and simultaneously has the emotional fortitude to weather challenges that would have crippled any other member of the team. Thor doesn't hide, he doesn't sit and twiddle his thumbs hoping a fight never shows. He gets knocked down and he gets up again.
Because that's what heroes do.